Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at sprinting. So if we hold down the circle button, we can see Homer goes into sprint, and this is regardless of how much forward we're holding the stick. Quite simple, we've got a sprint animation and speed is also increased. So let's first look at the animations we're going to use. We go to Miximo as always. Let's type in run. Let's find an animation here that suits us. Something like this could be cool. Let's check it out in place. Maybe a bit too fast. I like this one better with the open hands. Maybe still a bit too quick, but we can turn down the animation speed in Unity. So I think we'll use this one. So download, and of course we always change it to FBX for Unity with skin, download. Now let's jump to Unity. Okay, so now in our animations folder, let's drag and drop our running animation, and we'll go to rig, change from generic to humanoid, hit apply, and then we'll expand this. We'll go to the animation, hit Control D, and then we can delete this object. Now if we go to the animation, we definitely want it to loop. Let's drag and drop our player model in. Take a look at this. I think that looks good. Let's experiment here. Original. Yeah, we'll keep it as body orientation. Let's just bake this stuff in the pose as well. I think that looks fine. Now, if we go to our player model and the animator tab in our blend tree, so our base layer in our locomotion blend tree, let's add a new motion field, and then we'll drag and drop our running animation to that. And we'll set this to 2. Let's take a look at this now, press play, and let's just move these values. So we have our walk, our jog, and then we get the 2, which is a running state. Now let's implement this in our code. So let's go player and let's double click to open our player controller. Now first thing we're going to do is rename our move speed. Let's go rename, and we'll call this walk speed. And now let's create a new variable. So this is Control D to duplicate that line, and we'll call this now run speed. And then we also are going to say float move speed, but we won't serialize this. Change this to small p. And we'll do the same for rotation speed. So let's just rename this to walk rotation speed. Then we'll just say Control D, and then we'll change this to run. And then we'll go down again and we'll just say rotation speed. And we're not going to expose this. Let's just put it float. There we go. Now, if we go down to where we use this now, so let's look at our walk speed first. This is where we apply it. So first we need to capture if we're running or not. So let's create a new flag here in our flag section. Let's say serialize field bool is running. And then simply here, we'll say is running equals to input container dot be input dot held, so it's held and not pressed. And now if we go here, let's set this to our move speed, and then we'll set our move speed dependent on if we're running or not. So move speed equals is running, and if true, then we'll say use our run speed, and if not, we'll just use our walk speed. Also, as we've seen when we looked at the game, how far forward we're holding the stick doesn't apply when running. It's a constant value. So we can say here that move amount equals, and then we'll say is running. If it is running, then we'll set it as a constant one, and if not, then we'll set it to the move amount. That should be fine for that. Now we go to rotation. Very similar. We can change this from walk rotation speed just to rotation speed. And then here we'll say rotation speed equals is running, and we'll say walk rotation speed. Wait, no, all the way around. Run rotation speed, and if not, walk rotation speed. We don't use the move amount here, so that's fine. We don't need to set that. And the last thing we need to do is for our animations. Let's change this from move amount to a new variable. Say float forward amount equals move amount, and then if is running, we'll say forward amount equals 2, because that's what we have it in our blend tree. And let's change this to forward amount. And I think that should be it. Let's go back to our game. Now in our values here, we have walk speed, run speed, walk rotation speed, and run rotation speed. So walk speed, we had it as 3 before. Let's keep it at that. And now run speed, let's go 5, see how that looks. And then for walk rotation speed, let's set that, I think we had it to 10 originally. And I think the run rotation speed was a little bit slower, so let's change that to 8 maybe. And is running, that's fine. And we have our animation set up. Hopefully this works with no errors. Press play. Okay, so we're walking as normal, rotation's fine as well, so that didn't break anything. Now if we hold down B, he begins to run. I think the speed is quite good. Don't think I want to move any faster than that. And the rotation speed when running might actually be a bit slow. Looks like he's sliding a bit, so we might have to up that and maybe reduce the rotation speed for when we're walking. So let's try that. Maybe we'll set this to 8 and then this to 10. Let's press play. Try this again. Okay, so 8 as rotation speed while walking actually feels fine. Kind of gives a bit more weight to the character. And for running, yeah, I think 10 looks more believable. But of course you can set these values to whatever you want. And now if we try our interacting stuff, if we hold down, doesn't affect it. Everything still works as normal. And we have our desired effect. So that's going to do it for this episode. A quite quick one, simple. In the next one, we're going to look at doing a jump for the character and a double jump, just like in the game. So it should be another exciting one. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.